Welcome everyone. I'm S.J. Vignesh from Manipal University, Jaipur, and I'm here to present my paper in the conference IEEE Symposium on Wireless Technology and Applications. The name of my paper is Electromagnetically Coupled High Efficiency Orthogonal MIMO Antenna for 5G and wireless applications. The authors of the papers are myself S.J. Vignesh, Dr. Badrul Hisham Ahmed, Dr. Dinesh Yadav, and Nornikman Hassan. Coming to the overview, these are some of the points that I will be covering in the upcoming slides. They are introduction, purpose of developing the proposed antenna, background theory, development of the proposed antenna, design of the proposed antenna, antenna structures, antenna parameters, directivity and gain graph, surface current at various frequencies, radiation patterns of the proposed antenna, advantages of using DJs in the antenna, result analysis, scope of the proposed work in the future, conclusion and references. Coming to the introduction, as we all know, in today's world of fast emerging technologies, where the countries are focusing on revolutionizing its communication technologies in order to connect people in an affordable and easy way by designing, integrating, and adopting technologies that can operate in high frequencies of Ka band that ranges from 26 to 40 gigahertz. This frequency band is commonly used in 5G space applications and for military communications across the globe in various fields such as artificial intelligence enabled robots, missile interceptors for tracking down hypersonic missiles and supersonic missiles, and in cybersecurity for establishing a secure network, and also in the commercial 5G communication systems. One of the major advantages of using Ka-band in 5G is that it provides ultra high band rates, very low latency, more capacity, and good quality of services. As 5G technology also supports IoT, it gives leverage of a major societal transformation in the fields of education, industry, healthcare, and other societal sectors. 5G technology is expected to unlock an extensive IoT ecosystem wherein many devices will be connected, and by maintaining a trade-off between latency, cost, and the speed, a network can suffice the communication needs. Keeping these aspects in mind, I have proposed a MIMO antenna design that operates at 30.676 GHz of the resonant frequency. The antenna has a 2x2 arrangement of electromagnetically coupled patches and has been arranged orthogonally with respect to each other in order to produce good isolation and ECC with respect to other antennas. Coming to the purpose of developing the proposed antenna, one of the major purpose of developing the proposed MIMO antenna was to overcome the problems of antennas working in extremely high frequency and in the UWB frequencies that range from 2 to 11 GHz. One of the most common problems faced by the researchers across the globe working in higher frequencies is that the high level of attenuation levels caused due to the absorption of signals due to the atmospheric oxygen present in the environment, and difficulty in fabrication due to their extremely small size. Whereas in the lower frequency band, there is a problem of low bandwidth, signal crashes, high congestion, and low data transmission rates at a given frequency. These drawbacks can be overcome by working in Ka band frequencies. A major attraction of the Ka band over lower frequency microwave bands is that the shorter wavelength allows sufficient angular resolution to separate the signals of different communication satellites to be achieved with smaller terrestrial parabolic antennas. So MIMO antennas working in Ka band frequencies have a high throughput beam width, delivers high bandwidth communication, provides high power for transmission, equipments are smaller and hence are easy to install and maintain. Ka band makes it possible to transmit higher data over same bandwidth compared to other bands. The most important aspect that makes the proposed MIMO antenna unique is its electromagnetically coupled structure as well as the orthogonal arrangement of the antennas that enable it to have a high directivity, gain, efficiency, ideal VSWR value that stands for voltage standing wave ratio, high bandwidth, and an even distribution of surface current which is not seen prominently in microstrip planar antennas, and the ground of the antenna has also been modified such that the results thus obtained by the present antenna is extremely ideal for various purposes like satellite communication, military lands, handheld devices, 5G technology, and broad area networks. Coming to the background theory, the Ka band has emerged as the next big thing in satellite technology in recent years, representing a real alternative to the well-established ultra-wideband frequencies, which is used predominantly nowadays. But it can be easily praised by the Ka band antennas that are emerging as the next big thing in the current generation. The findings that the Ka band are less susceptible to adverse weather conditions has led to an extensive use of these two bands for various purposes such as techno-commercial as well as military. For studying the atmosphere, such as Kepler mission used the Ka band frequency range to downlink the scientific data collected by the Space Telescope. This popularity has been achieved by the Ka band mainly because of the large bandwidth that these bands provide, which result in low signal losses and also due to the low power consumption on the devices that are embedded on. The ever expanding appetite for data is driving strong growth in satellite communication, especially in higher frequency bands. But instead of concentrating on lower frequency ranges, many companies are focusing on higher frequency Ka band, which provides more allocated spectrum for applications such as internet access and 5G. Operating in Ka band creates new challenges in RF power amplification due to an increase in video bandwidth requirements and the need for high linear power to support multi-carrier systems. Ka-band transmission creates RF power amplification challenges. SATCOM equipment must be capable of transmitting at high power over wide bandwidth while maintaining high linearity. Also, the modulation schemes are increasing to enable more transmission data bits per second. Especially, QPSK modulation satisfied the trade-off data throughput versus signal noise. However, the recent push for high modulation schemes, the 16 to 64 quadrature amplitude modulation, that's called a QAM, is driving the need for higher performance linear amplification. Development of the proposed antenna. This section gives an insight about the design of the antenna. The proposed antenna has been designed on a Rogers RO3003 lossy substrate with a standard thickness of 0.762 mm. The substrate has a permittivity of 3, mu of 1 and electric tang of 0.001. The copper patch has a standard thickness of 0.018. The front patch of the antenna has been obtained after various trials on different designs in order to get the best results. The current design gave the best outcomes of the several designs that have been tested. The proposed antenna has a 2x2 arrangement in which the antennas have been electromagnetically coupled with lower patch so as to improve the S parameter power accepted at the ports and VSWR. The feed of the antenna has been kept thin of about 0.6 mm for good impedance matching at all ports. The front patch of the antenna has a staircase-like structure which cuts a thin slot of 0.1 mm across the surface of the antenna, making the antenna electromagnetically coupled. The patch has two parasitic elements incorporated on it in order to increase the bandwidth of the antenna. The ground of the antenna has a half ground structure and has a V-type slots introduced on the upper edge of the ground, and a defected ground structure has been introduced in order to introduce a slow wave effect and improve the efficiency, far field, directivity gain and radiation patterns and directive gain. And it also helps in miniaturization of antenna dimension, which is really useful for integrating it in compact and lightweight handheld devices. The arrangement of the antenna is in an orthogonal fit which has been implemented keeping in mind the envelope correlation coefficient called the ECC factor of the antenna. The ground of the antenna has a half ground structure and a V-type slot on the upper edge and defected ground structure in order to improve the efficiency, gain and directivity. The distance between the antennas have been kept considerably good in order to keep the isolation factor and the ECC well below -15 dB. The parameters obtained by the proposed antenna has been stimulated using the CST software called the computer stimulation technology, and all the results have been recorded. This is the antenna structure, and you can see the front view and the back view. As I have discussed earlier, you can see there is a staircase like structure in the front patch and a V-type slot in the back view or on the ground of the antenna. This is the design of the single element of the antenna for getting a better insight into the antenna design, and these are the dimensions that I have used for designing the antenna. Coming to the antenna parameters, first one is the S parameter. S parameter describes the input-output relationship between ports in an electrical system. In practice, the most commonly quoted parameter in regards to antennas is S11 parameter. S11 represents how much power is reflected from the antenna and hence is known as the reflection coefficient. The proposed antenna S11 obtained by the proposed antenna is -33.53 dB at 30.676 GHz. Coming to the directivity versus gain graph, as you can see here, the directivity versus gain graph is shown here. Directivity, as we all know, directivity is a measure of the concentration of an antenna's radiation pattern in a particular direction. Directivity is expressed in dB. The higher the directivity, the more concentrated or focused is the beam radiated by an antenna. Gain is a product of directivity and efficiency. Directivity and gain of the proposed antenna has been effectively increased due to modifications made on the ground of the antenna, and also the dimensions of the DGS has been designed such that it gives out a good directivity. The proposed antenna has achieved a gain of 6.11 dB and a directivity of 5.67 dB at 30.676 GHz. Coming to the isolation. Isolation can be defined as a critical point is to arrange compact antenna elements without impairing antenna performance and system requirements. In a MIMO, as we all know, in a MIMO system, two or more antennas are used on both the transmitter and receiver sides. To do that, mutual coupling or isolation between adjacent antennas is a key factor. So as we can see here, the isolation achieved by the proposed antenna at the resonant frequency of 30.676 GHz is well below -15 dB, which is considered essential for a MIMO antenna to transmit and receive signals in effective manner without interference. Coming to the ECC, that's called the envelope correlation coefficient. As you can see here, this is the ECC graph. Envelope correlation coefficient tells us how independent two antennas radiation patterns are. So if one antenna was completely horizontally polarized, the other antenna was completely vertically polarized. The two antennas would have a correlation of 0. Similarly, if one antenna only radiated energy towards the sky, the other only radiated energy towards the ground, these antennas would have an ECC of 0. Hence, envelope correlation coefficient takes into account an antenna's radiation pattern shape, polarization, and even the relative phase of the fields between the two antennas. The ECC should have an ideal value of 0, and the proposed antenna has achieved an almost ideal value of 0 at the resonant frequency as shown in the figure. Coming to the diversity gain graph. Diversity gain is the increase in signal to interference ratio due to some diversity scheme, or how much the transmission power can be reduced when a diversity scheme is introduced without a performance loss. Diversity gain is usually expressed in decibels and sometimes as a power ratio. Diversity gain of the antenna should be as high as possible, which in this case has been achieved by the proposed antenna at the resonant frequency of 30.676 GHz. The value achieved by the antenna is 10 at 30.676 GHz. Coming to the efficiency of the proposed antenna, as you can see here on the left hand side, the efficiency graph, efficiency can be defined as antenna is the ratio of radiated power by the antenna to the power supplied to the antenna. Efficiency of an antenna is usually measured in an anechoic chamber where an antenna is fed with some power and the strength of the radiated electromagnetic field in the surrounding space is measured. The desired efficiency of the proposed antenna has been achieved by making modifications on the ground such as DGS and a staircase-like structure on the front patch of the antenna so that the antenna becomes electromagnetically coupled. The efficiency achieved by the proposed MIMO antenna is quite high of about 92.3% at 30.676 GHz. Coming to the antenna radiation patterns, E field. The energy radiated by an antenna is represented by the radiation patterns of the antenna. Radiation patterns are diagrammatical representation of the distribution of radiated energy into space as a function of direction. And it is given by far field should be greater than 2d square by lambda, where d stands for the linear dimension of the antenna and lambda stands for the wavelength of the electromagnetic wave. The radiation pattern is a three-dimensional figure and represented in spherical coordinates of r, theta and phi. Coming to the H field. The H field is a vector quantity and is measured in amperes per meter. The H field is orthogonal to the direction of propagation in a plane as well as perpendicular to the E field. It is the interaction of the E field with the H field in space that allows for the wave to propagate. And on the left hand side you can see the E field diagrams at various ports at port 1, port 2 and port 3 and port 4. Coming to the advantages of using DGS in the antenna. DGS is adopted as an emerging technique for improving the various parameters of microwave circuits, that is narrow bandwidth, cross polarization, low gain and so forth. The main advantages of DGS is that it introduces a slow wave effect. This effect produced by the DGS equivalent and components. The antennas with DGS give a higher effective impedance and also introduces slow wave effect which provides rejection band in some frequency range. DGS has been used in the field of MIMO antennas for enhancing the bandwidth and gain of the antenna and to suppress the higher mode harmonics, mutual coupling between the adjacent elements and cross polarization for improving the radiation characteristics of the microstrip antenna. In the proposed antenna, the ground has been introduced with a defected ground structure. This is also helped in significantly reducing the size of the antenna. The introduced DGS can be compared to an equivalent LC resonator circuit, and it has been observed that by optimizing the various dimensions of the defect, desired resonant frequency can be achieved. Coming to the result analysis, as we can see, we have discussed the results of the antennas in the previous slides, such as S parameter and other parameters. In this section, we will give an overview of the various results obtained by the proposed antenna, such as S parameter, VSWR efficiency, far field gain and directivity, isolation, and ECC also. These parameters play an important role in determining an antenna's performance in various aspects. Keeping this perspective in mind, a novel electromagnetically coupled MIMO antenna has been proposed that works in the Ka band and has a resonant frequency of 6.676 GHz for S11, S22, S33, and S44. The proposed MIMO antenna has achieved extremely good antenna parameters such as efficiency, S parameter, bandwidth, diversity, gain, isolation, high directivity, and gain as compared to antennas discussed in the reference section. The proposed antenna has achieved a bandwidth of 5.566 GHz at 30.676 GHz, which is considered extremely good for wireless purposes such as SATCOM, IoT, and for smart applications for 5G for transmitting data flawlessly across the gadgets. The high efficiency of 92.3% achieved by the proposed antenna makes the antenna highly suitable for wireless applications as it will lead to low signal losses during transmission. Also, the size of the proposed antenna is extremely compact as compared to the other MIMO antennas. It has a compact footprint of 22 x 22 mm, which makes it highly compact and can be easily used in handheld devices. This is the result comparison table uh, with the antennas discussed in the reference section. As you can see, the proposed antenna stands apart as compared with other antennas discussed in the reference section in all the antenna parameters such as S parameter, VSWR, bandwidth, ECC, efficiency, isolation, antenna size, and peak gain. Scope of the proposed antenna in future. Over the past few years, wearable antennas for body-centric wireless communication systems have been increasingly gaining attention. Body area networks are wireless communication systems that enable communication between wearable and implanted electronic devices um, such as gadgets for transmitting the data in real-time data and giving the health status of a soldier deployed in sensitive areas. Such systems are of great interest for various applications such as healthcare, entertainment, military, identification systems, sport, smart home, and space. Secondly, it provides a high level of security and low interference with adjacent networks. Finally, compared to on-body devices operating at microwaves, the size of similar millimeter wave systems is significantly reduced. Hence, the use of millimeter wave systems for body area networks will have a high impact, particularly in the defense sector, where communication emanating from a dismounted soldier leads to detection, location, and vulnerability to enemy attack. Coming to the conclusion, this research paper gives an insight into the emerging 5G MIMO technology that has various operational advantages with respect to other conventional antennas that work in the same frequency range of the Ka band. The proposed antenna has achieved an excellent bandwidth of 5.566 GHz, which is an essential feature of the 5G antennas, which allows them to transfer large amount of data seamlessly in a short duration. The high isolation achieved by the proposed antenna helps the antenna to operate without getting interfered by other signals and thereby transmitting and receiving signals without any signal crashes. The MIMO antenna are resistant to atmospheric changes and are thus able to resist attenuation caused by atmospheric oxygen. The proposed antenna has achieved excellent results in all the essential parameters like S parameter, efficiency, bandwidth, gain, directivity, isolation, antenna size, and ECC as discussed above in the results section. All these parameters make the proposed 5G MIMO antenna ideal for 5G networks, SATCOM, and other wireless communication devices. The proposed antenna can also be used for military LANs, WLANs for secured communications. It can also be used in telescopes for studying the galaxy and carrying out deep space missions. Due to the extremely small size of the proposed antenna, they can also be used in body area networks for monitoring the health of the soldier deployed in sensitive areas. These are some of the references that I have um, taken help of for making the proposed antenna. And thank you everyone for your patience listening, and thank you.